Order. First, would you please call the roll?
Banks.
Here.
Blasco.
Here.
Chambers.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Pierce.
Here.
Wallace.
Present.
White. Chairman Clifton.
Here.
And Commissioner Foster. Absent.
Move to excuse those not present.
Second. Motion made and seconded to excuse those commissioners not present. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. We have nothing under administrative, so you have been submitted a copy of the minutes of our previous meetings. Are there any additions or corrections to those?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. They be approved as submitted. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we'll go right into our Planning Commission hearing items. Our first case today is Special Use Case 2023-35, special use to allow a Type 2 short-term rental in R1 zone at 27 Coronado Circle. Is the applicant here? Please come forward and give us your name, please.
Name is Terrence Patrick Bass.
Okay. Has he been through site plan review and everything?
Yes, sir. He's been through design review as well as notices were provided to the property owners as required.
Have you had any comments from any of the neighbors?
We did have a few calls with concerns, but not much else.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chambers?
just to set the record clear, we did not have a site plan, design review committee meeting. I met with staff and went over the agenda for that meeting. It was going to occur the day before Thanksgiving, and there were no issues that had variances or they were all in compliance with all of our rules and regs, and so we, without objection, we did not have that meeting.
Very good. Thank you,
With
Mr.
what-
Chambers.
May I say?
Yeah, please.
With the exception of this one, because he went to design review a few months back.
Yeah, yes.
But that is a true statement for the rest of them coming up.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chambers, for taking care and doing that on those. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Blasco?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
And Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application was approved here. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next item is special use case number 2023-42, special use to allow a new short-term rental at 1323 West 9th Street. Is the applicant here? Please come up and give us your name.
Brian Wilson.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, Ms. Chambers, I assume this is one of that the Design Review Committee looked at.
Number one, we did not look at them. I worked with staff and we determined all of the applications met all of our requirements and there were no variances or anything asked for. So rather than call a meeting the day before Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Blasco?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
And Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application was approved here. See Mr. Spencer and he can tell you where to go next. Thank you. Next item is number 3, special use case number 2023-43 to allow an event center at 2657 Pike Avenue. The applicant has not provided all of the information that staff needs, so that will be postponed until that is provided. So we'll postpone that on this hearing today. Next case, number 4, special use 2023-44, a special use to allow a tattoo parlor in a C6 zone at 112 Main Street in North Little Rock. Is the applicant here? Give us your name for the record.
Joshua Chambers.
Okay, Mr. Chambers. Is there not a tattoo parlor there already?
Yes, sir.
It's changing hands and a special use doesn't allow it to transfer.
Okay.
He has to get it.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from the commissioners? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Blasco?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace? Yes. And Chairman Clifton?
Yes. Next application is number 5, special use case number 2023-45, a special use to allow an adult daycare center at 425 Parkdale Street in North Little Rock. Is the applicant here? Please come up, give us your name.
My name is Avis Winston.
Julius Harris.
Okay. We have a petition or a letter from an interested neighbor there, as the commissioners had a chance to look at it. There's some questions in it that might need to be answered. My question for you, number 1, is this a state-sponsored application? Will it be state-funded? What kind of
State
daycare?
regulated.
Okay, it is state-funded. It will be regulated by DHS.
Yes.
Okay. Where will you get your participants that will be there?
Can you pull the
Yeah,
microphone
speaking-
down? There you
We
go.
can get participants from family members, DHS referrals, hospitals that can refer us patients,
Okay.
I mean, not patients, but clients that can utilize the services.
Are they transported to and from the facility?
We will provide transportation, and also family members can provide transportation.
Okay. Are the participants that might come there, how are you vetting them to see how they would be admitted to your program?
We will have like a contact sheet. In the contact sheet would have, emergency contacts, will give us information on their medication or any type of special needs that they may have.
Okay.
I have a
Is-
question.
Yes, sir.
How many people will be there at one time?
We were looking at 20 participants with 1 staff member to 5.
Have you
Can't
had
hear.
any comments from anyone in the area other than this letter?
You have people.
Okay.
They said they couldn't hear.
Okay. Is there someone in the audience who would like to speak on this application?
What question did you want me
Do you have a question you'd like to speak? Please come up and give us your name for the record, please.
Hang on just a minute, guys. If you're gonna speak, please come to the microphone and identify yourself so the record will reflect who's talking. So ladies, will you please come up here?
I'm Patricia Jackson from Parkdale Street.
Sharon Johnson, I own 512 Parkdale.
And you guys, Chairman Clifton, if you're okay with it, do you wanna let them ask the applicants questions, or do you wanna just let them speak?
Do you have a statement you'd like to make about this?
I did, I sent it to
Are you
Thank-
opposing this application?
Me. Yeah, and it was included in their package.
Yes,
Okay,
we've read it.
okay. Yeah, I just had some additional questions.
Go ahead
Okay,
and
well,
ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, Mr. Clifton was on the roll, but, I think it's a very good idea, what they're doing. I support that. But I oppose for it to be in a residential area. Parkdale Street, we just now getting that street a little under control. But my concerns are, how many claimants per day, the ratio, what type of activities. Of course, this is gonna cause an increase in traffic. How many staff, what type of, what kind of security would you have? Is this gonna be clients, in-home clients or institutional?
No, it's not gonna be institutional. It's gonna be a daycare activity center for like seniors to come.
We can't hear you.
It's going to be an activity center for seniors to come, to like socialize, to have arts and crafts. They can play board games, like pool, ping pong, play cards, dominoes. It's more like an activity center to provide them some type of activity during the day to where they're not sitting home idly by, or a family member, if they need something to do, they can, bring their family member there to have, where they're taken care of for that amount of time that they need to do shopping or go to a doctor's appointment. They have like a place for them to be while they're taking care of their business. It will be one staff per 5. Right now, I don't think we will need security because these people, they're elderly. I don't see them causing any type of problems. As far as the traffic, I don't believe there will be traffic because it will be a pickup drop-off, or we will be picking up and dropping off the patients. So as far as a lot of foot traffic, car traffic, I don't believe that will be an issue.
Okay, thank you.
How many vehicles will you guys, you said you're gonna be picking?
Speak into the mic, please. We
Oh,
can't.
as far as the transportation, the picking up and dropping off for the patients, I was just gonna ask them how many vehicles would they?
It'll probably be 3 vans.
3 vans?
3 vans. Okay, are those vans gonna be left in the neighborhood?
It's going to be a part of the program.
Okay. Well, from our previous experience with the daycare on Parkdale, we had a lot of activities of break-ins, even in that building. And that's why I'm asking the questions. I believe in what you're saying will be a good, but just in that area. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm so adamant about this is because we do have a lot of gang members coming down on our street. And so we're really trying to keep it safe and kind of controllable. Those are my concerns. And when we talk about security, are you gonna have a security system set up? Or would there be a person? And when we talk about activities, would the activities be in the back or would it be out?
No, it will be inside. The activities will be conducted inside the building and outside, which is gated. So,
Okay.
and the hours will be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that will kind of cut down on the traffic.
What was your hours again?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m.,
Thank you.
Monday through Friday.
Okay, thank you. Comments from any of the commissioners? Terry? Ms. Banks?
If I understand this location correctly, this is where there was a daycare previously, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, to some degree, this is not any different than when it was a daycare, when it comes to whether it's a commercial operation in a residential area. So it's already existed before. Were there problems before with daycare?
Well, as stated in this letter, it sounds like that, of course, we don't know that, we don't have any kind of police reports or anything, but just from what's stated in the letter, it sounds like that they had some problems with some of the children there at the daycare coming in, coming out, and things like that. But it appears to me from what this lady is saying that they will not have that much of traffic in and out. This will be, in my opinion, a lot better situation than the building that's sitting there now, boarded up, and grass growing. It's in terrible condition, and it's been that way ever since it's been empty. I know the property well, and in my opinion, this would be a better use for the property than just sitting there as it is. Mr. Chambers?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it seems to me the activities that are proposed are not a lot different from an assisted living facility. My niece is a recreation director at an assisted living facility, and, you know, they strive to get all the seniors out and involved and active so that they're not sitting in their room all day long, eating and watching TV and going to sleep, okay? I mean, I know folks that do that, and it's like, you know, that's not really healthy. But I would suggest, in terms of greater security for the neighborhood, if you would, and don't take this the wrong way, but if you would harden the ends and the back of the building from penetration from the outside, and so that if anyone were to try and break in, their only choice would be to break into the front of the building, which obviously is not desirable on their part, and good security lighting and things like that, not directed toward the neighbor, but directed toward your building. And please stay in contact with your neighbors and say, look, is that lighting too bright? And if it is, adjust it downward or whatever needs to be done. That would go a long way of cooperating with the neighborhood, because I agree, it's a needed service, okay? But at the same time, it has to be a good service that is accommodating to the neighbors too, and understands their needs. And I agree with Mr. Clifton, having that building occupied in such a manner that it's not a desirable place for anyone to try and break in or hang out or anything like that is much better than having an empty building there.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from anyone in the audience? Any other comments from the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Banks?
Yes.
Glasgow?
Yes.
Chambers?
Just want to point out, we are advisory, so this is our advice to the city council, and that's where your final vote is. I'm voting yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
And Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application was approved here. I see Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what you should do next.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6, special use case 2023-46, special use to allow Leveda's Event Center at 2005 Main Street in North Little Rock.
Alonzo.
Okay, what do you propose to do here?
Well, we had it as an event center, but we had closed it for about 5 years because of my father-in-law got ill. My wife took care of him, and he has passed now, so we're going to just reopen it. It's for birthday parties of, anniversaries, private dinners.
It's a continuation of the use we've approved in the past.
Yes,
And the only real hiccup in the entire application is proof that you have access to parking next door.
yes.
And you're saying, yes, that has been provided.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So we now have proof that there's a sufficient parking, and you wish to restore use that you had approved 5 years ago.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Any comments from any of the commissioners? Please call the roll.
Banks? Plasko?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
And Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application was approved. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you where to go next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, item number 7, 2023-30, a rezoning from an I-2 to an R1 to recognize an existing single-family home at 201 Mitcham Road. Is the applicant here?
Yes, sir.
Give us your name for the record, please.
Rhett Melton.
Yes, sir. And this property out there is zoned R1?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I1?
Right, right.
And you are wanting to convert it and use it as the residence that's there?
Yes, sir.
So you're down zoning from R1, from I1 to R1,
Right.
okay? Have you had any opposition?
No, there's been lots of questions, but once the questions have been answered, that it's only these 2 lots that these folks own, the rest of the area will remain zoned I-2, then that is pretty much taking care of all of their concerns.
Okay,
So,
Ms. Chambers?
are you looking to rezone your property so that you can get clearance to buy it or to sell it?
To sell it.
To sell, okay. I'm surprised all your other neighbors aren't joining with you on
They're-
this, because they'll have the same issue.
Yeah, several of them are wanting to as well.
Right.
That are getting ready to sell.
Well, you might suggest, if you are in contact with your neighbor, that they have one consolidated rezoning request, and it'll save everybody a bunch of money. If the whole neighborhood was rezoned, so it's a single-family neighborhood in an I-2 zone, so I-1 zone, so they came in as a group, be a lot cheaper for everybody.
Sure, that makes sense.
Okay.
Any other comments from the commissioners? On the application, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Plasko?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
And Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application was approved. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what's next. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chambers, next on the agenda, number 8.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Design Review Committee did not meet, but in consultation with staff, we reviewed item SD 2023-70, West North Little Rock Commercial Addition, Lot 5, preliminary plat and site plan review at 12401 Maumelle Boulevard. The applicant is in compliance with all of our rules and regulations and has agreed to items 1 through 13 in subsections, and I guess the best thing to say is, as chairman, I recommend approval.
Motion made and seconded, this application be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this application? Are there any comments from any of the commissioners? Mr. Chambers?
I was not privy to the name of the business.
The proposed,
The proposed business?
currently, the developer's looking at a Panda Express.
Okay.
I'm Corbett Schaffner, too. Represent the developer here.
Okay, so basically, it'd be a restaurant.
Fast food.
Okay, just checking it.
Any other comments? All in favor of this application, aye? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Special, any special
Any special comments?
comments
I
from anyone?
welcome Ms. Belasco back as soon as she can make it. I miss her.
I wish I could be there. Thanks, Don.
Actually, we have impromptu planning commission meetings in Kroger all the time. So, I miss you, Vandy.
I wish I could be there. Thank you.
You will be soon. Thank you.
Yes, I intend to be there as quick as possible.
Well, we will, wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
Merry
And a
Christmas.
happy, healthy, prosperous, and prayerful New Year's.
Very good.
Motion
Mr.
made
Mr.
and
Phillips
seconded.
moved to
We
adjourn,
adjourn.
I second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.